There's something inherently fascinating and even appealing about the conflicted nature of the gangster, or at least how they're depicted in entertainment. The killer with an ethical code. Even in the early days of cinema, audiences have had a fascination with the exciting, adventurous life of professional criminals, played by actors who seem to understand the multifaceted nature of this role.
You asked me to pull an act, John Yeller, so those kids will think I'm no good. You asked me to throw away the only thing I got left. The only thing you haven't been able to take away from me.
And I never wanted this for you. I worked my whole life. I don't apologize to take care of my family.
You sure you're all right? Huh?
They're not playing evil monsters who need to be stopped at all costs, but charming businessmen with families looking for their share of the American dream, and who aren't afraid to get their hands dirty in that pursuit. All of the greatest gangster films give a visual representation of that dichotomy, with highly contrasted images with harsh shadows and sharp lines drawn onto the screen. All of the elements and more are present in the new series from Paramount Plus, Tulsa King, starring Sylvester Stallone as Dwight Manfredi, a former mafia capo from New York, who, after being locked up for 25 years, is released and exiled to Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's a man out of time and out of place, which the show makes perfect use of, balancing the benefits with the disadvantages of the old and the new, of the big city and the small town. Tulsa King takes itself seriously and is first and foremost a heavily dramatic show, never shying away from the harsh reality of the toll the life of a gangster takes on all of those around him. It allows these dramatic moments to breathe, playing them out in quiet rooms, often without a soundtrack or a big musical number. But in keeping with the dual nature of the show, it's also smart enough to let the comedic nature of this series have its moments, which is often very subtle and dry. This allows Stallone to give a very layered performance and allows him to command the respect and instill fears in others, show glimmers of remorse and regret, and then also even show his flair for comedic timing, all while staying true to the serious nature of the character, never breaking for a lengthy monologue or a cheap MCU-style joke. His role as Dwight Manfredi may be one of his best in decades, and shows that even at 76 years old, he is still able to captivate an audience. As I mentioned earlier, all the best gangster films visually represent the dichotomy of the nature of a gangster, and Tulsa King does this to absolute perfection, using multiple different colors and light sources to convey inner emotion while staying true to the nature of the established sources. Take, for example, in episode 1, with its use of the color green, a color typically associated with greed, envy, and of course money.
Where's Bodie?
In his office?
Are you asking me or telling me? Go get Bodie.
But instead of just washing out the entire image in this color, it only uses it for a few small areas, like on the side of a wall, which not only makes sense given its source as the green tinted window, but also simply looks fantastic, giving depth to the image. This effect is done in multiple different ways throughout the series and in such a sophisticated way that almost no other show out there can match it. Two of my favorite scenes, and ones that I think exemplify this masterful cinematography and blocking, come from episode 5, when Dwight returns to New York. In this first scene, he sits down with his family for the first time in decades, bringing them to a beautiful restaurant.
Just take care of him. Keep it coming.
Thank you, sir.
Well, it's good to be home. Of course, not under these circumstances.
Notice both the choice of lenses and the framing of the camera. The scene is shot mostly on longer lenses, enhancing the feeling of separation between the characters, particularly between Dwight and his daughter Tina. The camera is also kept fairly low, just above the level of the table, allowing for the glasses to be shown in the frame, showing Dwight's display of wealth as a physical barrier between himself and his family. The second scene comes near the end of the episode when Dwight visits his daughter at her business.
There is something inside me, a little flickering ember of love for you, but something just tells me to stomp it out once and for all.
The scene is nearly colorless from its bare white walls and the bright white color temperature of the lighting. This scene could have almost been photographed in black and white. The only real color coming from it is from the flowers on the set, which are also soft in color, whites and pinks and yellows. This gives a beautiful visual representation of their relationship. As Tina tells Dwight, she has almost no love left for him, but there is still something that remains. Well, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think of Tulsa King?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.